you?
Hello, you're up and about early.
Can I come in?
Yeah, everything okay?
No, my flaming telly's on the blink and I wanted to catch that interview with Lady Penelope, do you mind?
Well, no, I wanted to watch it myself.
Hang on, you're on the wrong side.
Oh, switch it over, Rach.
I'm watching this.
You'll be going to school soon.
Wait, Zig and Zag are on in a minute.
Oh, come on, Rach.
I want to live here.
Hey, any chance of a cup of coffee while I'm watching this?
Welcome to Hotel Brookside.
It'll be quite good because the cartoon has made such a comeback and revival.
Great.
All that music. I won't sing it for you, it's a bit early in the
He
morning.
was taken away for what he did. You just don't like him.
And look, it's not a question of not liking him. I'm sure he's very nice.
No, hate him. You must do. If you didn't, you'd let me see him.
I'm sorry, Rach. I can't take the risk of him leading you into trouble.
That's stupid. Lee's over that now. He doesn't want to get into any more trouble.
Look, don't just think that because...
You're missing the telly.
As well as all that, a little bit later in the programme, we'll be talking to Mrs. Crosby. She's
Look,
the widow of
yeah,
the
we're talking about Lady
MP
Penelope.
Crosby, about her treatment by the media in the months after his suicide over a call girl and embezzlement scandal.
But first, the news wherever you are.
Oh, God, another break. I've got to get round to my mum's later. I've got a fella coming round to tell me what work needs doing immediately.
Has he told you how much it's likely to be?
Oh, well, I'll give him a chance. He hasn't even seen the job yet.
Cost thousands.
Well, he knows I haven't got thousands.
The Prevention of Terrorism Act. The couple, a man in his early
Yeah,
20s
don't we know
and a
it?
woman in her 30s,
What's
were
up?
arrested as they tried to board
It's a loan
last night's
company.
plane to Dunlea.
We're a month behind on the repayments.
Terrorists
How do we let that happen?
to interview the couple. and
Yeah,
the police
it's all right. Don't worry about
further
this.
and more serious
Yeah, but the next repayment's due today, for heaven's sake.
Oh, no, man. Look, it's not even signed.
number
Look,
of cases.
arrears control departments. This is just routine spat out of some computer.
Yeah, but it's still got to be paid.
Oh, Mandy, it's nothing to worry about, I'm telling you.
I've never been behind on anything like this. It frightens me.
Oh, I'm telling you, look, it's just routine. Loads of people are behind with the repayments.
To provide increased facilities and resources to fight the disease.
It's bank holiday on Monday. Hey, let's forget about all this. Let's go out and have a nice little day out. Hey, what do you think?
Health and Social Security.
Bagels, did he call these? I don't believe I've ever tried them before.
They're delicious.
You're nervous?
Just a bit. Who wouldn't be?
Not too late to back out, you know.
I've no intention of backing out. I'm going to have my say.
Yes, I know, Ben, but if you really thought
David,
that you couldn't...
please, stop fussing. The producers give me a general rundown of what's to be discussed.
Well, just as long as you know that Max and I are here.
Where is Max?
I don't know.
Hello, Mrs. Crosby, Eamon Holmes, pleased to meet you. I'll be doing the interview with you together with Lorraine later in the programme.
Hello.
David Crosby.
Hello.
Clive was my brother.
Right, pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
Let me just run through.
You know, I watch you now and then. I think you're awfully good.
Oh, you're the one.
Funnily enough, you look rather smaller than you do on the television.
No, not quit while you're ahead, Mr. Crosby. We need to, when we get into studio and we discuss through what we're going to do regarding...
Eamon, look, I think actually that we ought to have a rundown on the questions that you intend putting to my sister-in-law.
Well, actually, what we need to do, first of all, Mr. Crosby, we need to get her into makeup. So if you would bring your drink with you, you're more than welcome to stay here and avail of whatever hospitality we have.
Yes, but I know you hear this all the time, but I'd really love to have a look round the place. It looks so interesting.
Right. Well, I'll try and get someone to arrange that, but if we could just make our way to makeup, because time is against us for
Oh,
this.
hello.
How are you?
Look what I've got. Thomas will be chuffed. What is it?
Right, Mr. Motivator's autograph.
Mr. Who?
Motivator, you know, he does the Keep Fit stuff. Oh, you must have seen him.
Folks, we couldn't move, please, could we?
Oh, yes, Max, look, we're just going to go and see Penny get titivated in the makeup department.
Oh, great, right, let's...
The main thing is, Mrs. Crosby, relax and try to enjoy it. Okay?
Thanks.
Listen, you two are more than welcome to watch from the green room. You'll be very comfortable in there.
But Eamon, that's just like watching it at home, isn't it? Do you think it might be possible for Max and I to stand behind the cameras in the studio or something?
Okay, there's a floor manager on his way in. I'm sure if you ask him, he'll sort you out. I must go or there won't be a programme. See you later. Cheers.
Right, Max, could you sort that? I better phone Jean and remind her to make sure she tapes it, okay? You know, I reckon David thinks he's on telly himself.
Thank God he's not.
Now it's time to meet Penny Crosby, the widow of MP Clive Crosby. She'll be telling us how the press affected her life after her husband's suicide and the embezzlement of her family's company. Good morning to you.
Hello.
Well, for the last 6 months or so, you've had more than your
Oh,
fair
hey,
share.
look. There she is. Oh, I really wanted to watch this, you know, and I've got to go to work. Tape it for me, will you?
Does that bring its...
Hey?
I said tape this for me. When are you planning to go to work?
There's Mummy until this afternoon.
You've hardly done anything all week. Take it Barry's reduced your wages as well as your hours. I have to ask Ron for extra time. Right. I'm off.
Hey, you haven't got a couple of quid you could let us have you both?
I haven't. And don't forget to take that for us. Race them off. I'll see you. Sure.
Yeah, see ya.
You were apart from each other and you didn't know what he was doing.
No, I didn't. I didn't for a while, yes.
Well, Mrs. Crosby, when did you discover that you were at the centre of attention, all this press attention?
Well, it was on the day that we discovered that Clive had killed himself.
And that must have been a terrible shock for you.
It was, yes.
This was when you were at your house in Banbury.
That's right. They completely surrounded us, besieged the place.
What sort of things did they do?
Well, knocking on doors, demanding statements and interviews and photographs.
That must have been quite frightening, your whole world turned upside down.
It was, yes.
She looks
Did you at any
terrific,
time
doesn't
try
she?
to ask them to leave, to try and ask the journalists to leave?
Well, we tried, yes, but it was hopeless. My brother-in-law even threatened the police, but they still wouldn't leave.
Can you give us any idea at all, Mrs. Crosby, what it was like being cut off at a time of family bereavement?
Well, it was awful. I felt sort of invaded, as if my life didn't belong to me anymore.
And there must obviously have been some practical difficulties as well.
Well, yes, it was a nightmare trying to arrange the funeral. I mean, it wasn't just me and my immediate family being kept in, it was other people being kept out, so all the funeral arrangements were very difficult.
So it was the actual siege of the house that prompted you then to go on the run, was it?
That's right, yes. I had to sneak out of my house in the middle of the night and go off to my brother-in-law's house in Liverpool. If it wasn't for David...
Well, Mrs. Crosby, we'll leave it there. We'll take a break and see you in a couple of minutes.
Is that it? She hardly seemed to say anything.
Oh, she'll be back after the break.
Makes me wonder if it's worthwhile going all the way to London just for a few minutes on television.
I thought she was very good, a bit nervous. Well, we certainly drew the short straw as Max and Dad swanning around the West End, and I'm left with a mess from Dad's residence meeting.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Why wouldn't you let Dad hold it in your place, then?
Point taken.
Anyway, this place is looking a bit tatty without inviting the entire local community in. Could do with a good spring clean or decorating even.
In your condition, we'll have to go to the loo. Shout when he comes back on.
Mum, back on!
Now, for those of you who have just joined us, we're talking to Penny Crosby. Many of you will be familiar with her story from the papers. Over the last 6 months or so, since her husband committed suicide following a call girl and embezzlement scandal, Mrs. Crosby suffered weeks of press harassment, often only finding out the next stage of her husband's activities from the press. That must have been very hurtful for you, to just find out what was going on from press reports.
Well, yes, of course.
You knew nothing of the financial situation at your family company, did you?
No, that was very hurtful. The company had been in my family for nearly 80 years, founded by my grandfather. And suddenly there were all sorts of half-baked statements in the press.
Inaccurate material, do you mean?
Well, yes. Well, no, not exactly. It was just very painful, finding out from the press rather than from people that I'd known for years.
I suppose other disclosures more recently must have been equally as painful.
Well,
it must have been a great shock to hear from one national newspaper that your husband had a 10-year-old son that you didn't know anything about.
That David?
That is the case, I believe.
That particular newspaper, it's as bad as the woman who said she was my husband's mistress. They're both liars.
Are you suggesting that the article was in fact fabricated?
I am, yes. It's time everybody knew about it.
But surely it is a fact, is it not, that Sandra Pennington did have a son by your husband whilst he was an MP. I mean, what would she have to gain by making something like that up?
It's absolutely not true. She's made it all up. The press put her up to it.
Yeah, but Mrs. Crosby, I mean, this woman does say that she has proof, and indeed that Mr. Crosby actually set up a trust fund for his son.
This is outrageous. I've had enough.
This is outrageous!
Excuse me.
Do you have to humiliate her like this? I want you to put a stop to this right now.
David, stay out of this. I want to have my say.
Well, obviously, feelings running very high among the family.
I should explain to those of you watching at home, this gentleman is Clive Crosby's brother. If you wish to join us, sir, you're very welcome to sit down.
No, I'm sorry. I am not going to have her private life dissected all over the television screen. No, I'm not.
All right, David, I'll leave it to you. You have your say.
Well, we're sorry about that. I think we should take a break.
I think that would be a good idea. We'll be back to this.
Yeah, let's play that buck on the tape.
Stupid owl gets.
Just listen to me. Penny, please, look. I was only trying to apologise, that's all.
It doesn't matter how many times you apologise. You've embarrassed me in front of millions of people. For all I know, we'll have the press camped outside the front door again.
Oh, Penny, please.
Just leave me alone, David.
I was only trying to protect her. Did you see it?
Yes, I certainly did, and I nearly died when you walked on that set. Mum was mortified.
I'm going to get it in the neck from Jean, I know I will.
Penny spent the whole journey home giving your dad a real ear bashing.
I think you better go and get it over with, Dad.
Yes, I suppose I had. Well, I'll see you later.
Oh, Dad! Don't you want the video?
Burn it.
Well, you were a big help. You were supposed to be keeping an eye on him as well as Penny.
Well, I didn't think he'd go barging in like that. I couldn't do anything.
Well, now we've got 2 celebs in the family.
I did enjoy it all, though. You know, you should have come. What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to give this place a thorough spring clean. And I would have come if it hadn't been for the mess the place was left in after the residents' meeting.
Well, you take it easy. Yeah, I think I'll watch the video. Did you get all the best bits?
Yep, every embarrassing second.
You know, I think we should take it into Jeremy Beadle, claim our 200 and... Oh, God! You all right? You okay?
I just winded.
What, shall I call the doctor?
No, I think I'm fine. Oh, I should have used the step ladder.
You shouldn't have been doing it at all. You're pregnant, for God's sake.
Somebody's got to do it. I mean, look at the state.
Well, you're not doing it again.
Were you offering?
No, but... Oh, could get a cleaner.
We haven't got cleaner money.
Oh, maybe not, but I'm not having you taking risks like that again. I'll find the money. I'll find a cleaner.
Oh, yeah, that's a promise.
Look, never mind about that now. Come on, let's get you upstairs. You need to lie down.